In the mid-18th century, there festered a poisonous industry in human trafficking in Scotland's harbours. Young boys were taken and transported to America to be sold as slaves. One such child was Peter Williamson from Aberdeen. Aged 8 in 1738, he was taken and sold as a slave in Philadelphia for the sum of £16. This is the tale of the boy that became the man, Indian Peter. Peter's owner was a man named Hugh Wilson. Peter was indentured to him for 7 years. Wilson seems to have taken to young Peter. He himself had been a slave. When he died at the end of the 7-year indenture, he left Peter Williamson £120 and his finest horse. He became a target for Native Americans and their French financial backers. One night, Peter's home was invaded and taken over, and he was dragged off and enslaved by Native Americans. While captured, Peter became obsessed with the Native American way of life. When finally back in Britain, he took to wearing Native American dress and performing. It was that which was to earn him the nickname Indian Peter. Indian Peter arrived back in Britain penniless. He tramped his way north, performing Native American dances to earn money. At York, local dignitaries took to him and funded and published a book full of his stories from his kidnap at Aberdeen Harbour to his life with the Native Americans. It contained scandal, for in its pages, Indian Peter alleged that the Aberdeen authorities had colluded in his kidnap. Copies were burned in the centre of town, and Peter was exiled as a vagrant. He made it back here to Edinburgh and opened a coffee shop right in the heart of legal Edinburgh. The legal establishment took to this eccentric, athletic, amusing, debonair man. They funded a legal case against the Aberdeen authorities in which Indian Peter was victorious. Indian Peter was so much more than a showman. He used his money to open a publishing press. He founded an early version of the post office, paying postal workers to use a network of post offices across Edinburgh to get post out 10 times a day. Peter, though, died in relative obscurity. He died in early 1799 and was buried in an unmarked grave here in Edinburgh's old Calton burial ground. It seems a shame that there's no statue, no salute to a man who went from being a boy slave to a real figure about town and in the wider country.